Hi Xavier, my name is Jasmine Smith and I'm currently studying franchising in small businesses. This information will help you better understand the steps of due diligence that are to be taken, including the best options for your situation. What is due diligence? Due diligence is the research of potential investments, whether you're buying a franchise, existing business, or establishing an independent business. Doing so ensures that investors are aware of legal, financial, commercial, relational, and operational risks associated with the business prior to commencement, during, and at the end of ownership. Types of due diligence. There is professional advice from lawyers, accountants, marketers, management consultants. Personal networks such as ex-colleagues, friends and family, and your own research, such as desktop research, market research, and speaking to other business owners. Constraints of due diligence involve technical, which refers to the type of skills and capabilities that Xavier and potential sellers require to perform the appropriate due diligence investigations. Informational, such as the access to relevant information as the performance of diligence is expensive or problematic. Financial, as there are potential investors prepared to invest considerable funds into Xavier's business venture. This can impact long-term success of the business. Temporal, the time between intention and decision, is often a constraint in determining the type of extent of due diligence. There's legal, recourse to statutory relief such as misleading and deceptive conduct and unconsiderable conduct. Provisions of the Competition and Consumer Act 2010 and the common law must be followed. Purchasing a franchise versus starting up a new business. Training and/or ongoing support provided by the franchisor can be costly and time-consuming when starting up a new business, and therefore is supplied. Duration and territorial right of the franchise grant means that there is a legally bound agreement time in which the franchisee can operate under the franchise name. Starting up your own business does not involve franchise grants and thus allows for greater flexibility. The investor must ensure they are aware of the upfront franchisee fees and total anticipated investments are supplied, ongoing fees and capital outlays, advertising and marketing fees, renewal right and franchisee termination/cancellation policies, goodwill entitlement, intellectual property, trademark patents, and signage use. Credit checks are therefore performed on the franchisor and independent vendor before a contract is signed. This ensures that all costs and responsibilities of both the franchisor and vendor are clearly listed and agreed upon. I recommend for Xavier to identify the scope of his investigation, which should be wide. Set a budget of $5,000 to put in place for the investigation. Xavier should therefore allow 60 days for a due diligence report. He should invest money in an accountant and lawyer, as they know how to look for red flags that you may have missed yourself. Sign a confidentiality agreement with the franchisor. Hire a lawyer or accountant to go through due diligence checklists with you, such as financial, the economic position of the business, looking for consistency among accounts, assets and liabilities, historical trends, projections and tax risks. Legal involves looking at legal contracts and other documents to look for hidden risks and lawsuits. Operational investigates the actual operations of the business, such as the business model, the market and competition. Product allows you to learn more about the product of the business, which provides and looks at the costs to create each product and determine their profitability. Human capital, looking at the business's staff and management, this will investigate the skills and qualifications. Once all of the due diligence checklist points have been completed, draft a purchase agreement, check licenses and registrations, and investigate regulatory issues of the franchise. This involves checking the franchise's leasehold analysis to ensure the rights of the vendor is what they expect. Contract of sale is created, which ensures that the purchase of the business and assets are agreed upon value of money. Check all local council and bylaws to ensure that the franchisee is following such laws, and make supplier arrangements for goods that are required to run the business. Xavier would therefore benefit most from investing into a gourmet pizza franchise such as Crust as a sole trader. Doing so enables him to be supported by the franchise Crust, as training is provided and there is already established reputation and image. Xavier should open the franchise as a sole trader due to his past experiences as a financial controller of a publicly listed fast food chain. As all profits and assets belong to Xavier, his experience will allow him to be in control of all financial decisions of the business and thus enable him to manage the liabilities and debts with great experience. Therefore, Xavier will be required frequently in the short term during the establishment phase of the business. However, into the maturity phase, Xavier is enabled to create his own work-life balances,